Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
How much savings is Gov Guam realizing by removing GPD officers from the Hagatna precinct to the prison? Do the math, and that's about $600,000. DepCorps Director Tony Lamarana breaks down the figures. In the first quarter of fiscal year 2018, they've already accrued $500,000 in overtime. That means a year's worth of overtime at DepCorps alone will cost Gov Guam upwards of $2 million. With GPD on prison grounds to supplement manpower, Lamarana says they'll save about 40% in overtime costs for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Budgeted by the legislature for this year, I believe it was about $940,000. As of December, or excuse me, the first week of January pay period, we have already expended more than half of that. So we're talking 3, not even 4 months into the fiscal year, and we've expended more than half of our overtime.
But why so much overtime? In the past year, they've lost 33 prison guards to retirement, resignation, and termination. Their numbers are back up about 37 officers, thanks to a move by the Calvo administration over the weekend that shut down the Hagatna precinct and assigned those GPD officers to the prison instead.
As a result of that, our overtime has skyrocketed. And the governor realized that during these trying times financially, we had to curb our overtime. So by moving manpower into DOC, that would assist us in curbing overtime.
The transition not so simple, however. Lamarana reporting GPD officers can't work in direct contact with prisoners.
We thank them for helping us with our manpower shortage, but we also have to take into consideration their safety. These are the very same individuals that arrested everyone that's confined here at DOC. So we're trying as much as possible not to put them in harm's way.
That leaves GPD officers to duties at the Visitor Center, the Intake Hub, Perimeter Watch, and Transport, to name a few. Duties Lamarana maintains are just as important as those in the facility.
What we'll do then is pull back our DOC officers who are filling those current workloads and then moving them into the facility. So our officers who work, for example, the Visitor Center, we'll pull some of them back to work into the facility and then have GPD officers fill their gaps at the Visitor Center.
On each shift, there will be 7 to 8 GPD officers working alongside prison guards on duty.
We will have one officer from DOC there to oversee the GPD officers and brief them on how the operations are done within those respective areas. Transport, for example, we have a DOC officer and a GPD officer piggybacking on each other for transport to the courts, medical runs, psych runs, dental runs, and so forth. So rather than having 2 DOC officers in that transport run, we have 1 DOC officer. Then we can move that other 1 DOC officer back into the complex, into ACF, where we need the manpower.
According to Lamarana, they have just over 200 prison guards. Ideally, they need 300 to operate at full staff. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.